True answer is that it can't be determined.
Yeah, it can't be determined. And most because of the fact that all of their weapons were engineered to fight each other.
No, they weren't, but...
Well, most of them were. Like the samurai and stuff like that. Their weapon was engineered to fight other samurai.
Oh, to fight themselves, not
Yes.
each other. Okay.
Like, knights were... Like, the knight armor...
Knights had techniques to defeat armor, unlike...
Yeah, like, to defeat their armor. And samurai had techniques and armor specifically made for defending themselves from that style of blade.
Yeah. Did you know that it's actually, if not impossible, it's really goddamn hard for a samurai to beat a knight's armor.
Well, yeah, because they were made for completely different types of swordplay.
But, like, the techniques are completely different.
Yeah.
Because, like, in knight's armor, what you do is you actually grab the blade and smash with the guard.
It's the way that both armors can be cut, but they have to be cut very different.
No. You don't cut steel plate armor. You bash it with the guard.
Oh, I was saying, like, chainmail. Like,
You don't cut chainmail.
Yeah, you
you
can.
pierce through it.
Well, yeah.
With a side sword or a rapier.
What?
Something.
No, from what I've seen, I think that they did in one of those like versus series like this is on the History Channel that they showed that a katana could actually cut through a knight's chainmail.
You mean Deadliest Warrior?
Deadliest Warrior, yeah.
Science.
I don't know. They took a pair. They actually did it.
I remember that they had 5 pigs stacked on top of each other, and it was able to cut through 3 of them.
That's still pretty fucking impressive.
That was a downward cut.
That's true.
Most impressive cut I ever saw was of
I just remember
a Romanian weapon that I can't remember the name of.
I just remember the coolest video of like I've ever seen of like it's a competition between a robot and a human being with katana. They didn't like sword fight, but they had a competition to like a blade testing like competition, and it was crazy the fact that the dude kept up.
Wait, what were they doing?
They were cutting stalks of bamboo.
Oh, so there's like a speed test.
Yeah, the guy actually kept up with the robot. That's how crazy that.
Dude, you want to know what's really crazy? There's a guy out there who is practiced and skilled in cutting bullets.
Yeah.
They're rubber bullets, but they're still bullets.
Yeah,
the steel one would shred through his katana.
Well, yeah. Just that it's crazy. Like those people are almost inhuman. Like, and how good they are with that.
Dude, there's this one guy who, like, he was a famous circus performer. What his whole shtick was that he would, like, wrestle a bull, he would grab it by the horns and snap its neck. And he could do that successfully many times over.
One of the other... Well, they didn't really announce it, but they gone into more detail. Metopia.
I did not hear about... Was this in the treehouse?
Yeah.
You gotta remember, I didn't watch the treehouse.
It's basically like...
Well, is it like the Nintendo version of the Sony house?
No, it's Tomodachi Life,
Oh.
except it's an RPG.
Alright, I'm interested.
Yeah, like you take people's Miis, and they take the place of characters in the RPG.
That's actually pretty cool. I'm down with that.
And yeah, some of the there was one sad thing that I saw in the demo. I don't know if like it like assigns randomly, like, but one of the mayors, like I think it's a possibility that one of them can be Iwata.
Oh, that does he make all the right decisions?
I'm
hoping that's what they do because
they announced a random game called Sushi Striker.
What? What's Sushi Striker?
It's basically it's kind of like a puzzle game where you're eating sushi and you have to like line up like the same kind of sushi, and then you collect the plates, and then you fight people with those plates.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So we're combining Best Fiends with the bar part of the Back to the Future video games for the NES?
I think.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, not
Where it's
really.
like you have to move back and forth and like throw like milkshakes or whatever at the bullies trying to hit you.
I have no idea, but yeah, that's the one of the games. And last I was looking at the treehouse, they were talking about this game called Ever Oasis, which looks interesting, but I don't think I'll pick it up, even though my extensive collection of 3DS games.
What about the new Xenoblade game?
Oh yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Yeah, that looks good.
So wait, something I gotta ask. Xenoblade Chronicles X wasn't the second one? It was Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Xenoblade Chronicles X was... Well, it was Xenoblade in name. Like, they went into a whole discussion about how, like, Xenoblade Chronicles X focused more on the exploration aspect. Well, the original Xenoblade Chronicles focused more on the story and having the exploration on the side. Well, Xenoblade Chronicles X had more of an exploration like vibe to it, and the story came second. This is called Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because they're going back to the having the story first and the exploration second.
Oh.
Because I never finished Xenoblade Chronicles X, but from what I've heard, the story wasn't very interesting, which I guess since the fact that I didn't even complete Xenoblade Chronicles X, that means that the story really isn't interesting. But, I think it was, so, yeah, I think that's everything. Unless they've announced something in the last, like, hour and a half.
Alright, and they had no gameplay for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, right?
No, they did.
Oh.
It's...
Shit, I better see that.
It's interesting. Yeah, apparently, they're going back to the idea of you being on top of, like, giant creatures. But the thing is that apparently now there's dozens of them. Just, like, all living together. Like, they only showed footage of, like,
so like the Bionis and Mechanis from the first game.
Yeah, except these ones are alive. And they're constantly moving.
Oh my fuck. If they can deliver on that, I will be super impressed.
Yeah, and like each one like has its like own species and like own industries.
Oh my god.
It looks really cool. Like one of the things that they showed like one of the things that we talked about like was the day and night cycle, but like during the day and night cycle, like the creature that you are on, you could see it like moving its head to like look over like at the screen, like very slowly. Like it was amazing just to see like these things are alive and there's like people are living on them. Like I mean, yeah, the Bionis and Mechanis were alive, but they weren't like moving. Like that was the main point of the story. You're trying to stop them from moving so everyone wouldn't die. But the fact that they were moving and people were living on them, like it was interesting.
I imagine that's what they originally wanted to do with Xenoblade Chronicles, but they couldn't because console limitations.
Well, yeah. Dude, what Xenoblade Chronicles did on the Wii is amazing.
Yeah, and that's why they couldn't make it so that the Bionis and Mechanis were moving.
Yeah, and God, that's still one of the things that I love about like it shows how far portable games have come, like to the point where they're only behind like one generation. Like from the console that's currently out, like the fact that like when the new 3DS came out and they had Xenoblade Chronicles on that, this was still during the Wii U, and the Wii was the one before the Wii came before the Wii U.
Yeah,
and the fact that they were able to run a game that was literally just last gen on a portable console, that blew my mind.
Dude.
And not to mention the fact that it was one of the biggest games on the system.
Like big as in file size or big as in like largest, like most impressive releases?
No, Xenoblade Chronicles actually originally didn't have that big of a release.
Okay, so yeah, you mean file size.
Like file size, like...
Okay.
Well, you remember how huge they were, like just the parts that I showed you. Like...
Oh yeah, I've seen Gower Plains.
Yeah, just that one part. Like, the fact that they could fit, like, even that on, like, a portable console... is still an amazing
I think
feat.
what's more impressive is the draw distance.
That's true.
Because, like, there are some games nowadays that don't even have that much of a draw distance to it. And I'm talking, like, AAA games that don't draw nearly as far out as Xenoblade Chronicles did.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, I don't know if... I think at a point I knew how they did it, but, the way that I know how they do it in Breath of the Wild is that Breath of the Wild, everything's loaded. Like, at once. Like the whole landscape.
But it decreased in poly count as you're further away from it, right?
I'm not sure. I think... I don't know the specifics, but I think everything's loaded, just not the enemies. Like, they add the stuff, like,
so if
as you head towards it.
If I may, if the entire... Are trees counted as, like, objects that...
I don't know.
Okay, because if it's loading the entire map without any of the entities in it,
I think
that's fucking impressive.
I think that's what it's doing.
God, that is... If that's the case, that is fucking impressive. It's like, that's so much it has to keep track of.
Yeah, I think that's all for E3. Like I said, unless like the group has and some company has just come out and said, like, yeah, we just announced this out of fucking nowhere.
Zone of the Enders 3. Come at us. Actually, if someone announces Zone of the Enders 3, I'm hoping Platinum Studios, directed by Hideo Kojima, like the first two, I would be so fucking happy.
Oh, it looks like right now on the Treehouse they're talking about the Metroid 2 remake.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, there's not much I can think of besides the fact that we could talk about
Alright.
some of the new games.
Whoa! Wait, do you still want to talk?
Yeah, like, did you see, like, the trailer for the new Mario?
Hold on a second.